I hope you hear me on this. If you find yourself being mentally weak, it's because you're not exercising. Period. Mental strength is because you exercise, not just because you're human. You could be mentally weak. And if you mentally are weak, that's because you're not exercising. It's not because you're broken. It's not because you are odd or it's not fair. You're mentally weak because you don't exercise your mind. I hope you hear me on this. If you find yourself being mentally weak, it's because you're not exercising. Period. It's not because you're broken. It's not because life is unfair. It's not because you were born in the wrong family or the wrong side of the tracks, or that God has cut you off or the devil's after you. Mental strength comes from mental exercise. Did you know that physical strength comes from exercise? Right? You don't exercise, you're not strong. You exercise, you get stronger. Really simple. Talk to somebody who doesn't exercise. Talk to somebody who does exercise and see the difference. Hear the difference. Feel their muscles. You can tell the difference. You can tell, you can feel it. Same thing goes with mental strength. If you don't mentally do things to become stronger, you will slide down and become weak. And this is a really big issue with up and coming coaches and coaches who want to take it to the next level, is they don't do the mental exercise. They think, oh, I can stay where I'm mentally at and be better because I'm learning stuff. Learning and exercise are two different things. Learning informs you. Exercise strengthens you. I could go to the gym and read a book and do no exercise. I'm at the gym reading a book and I'm not doing any exercise. And what am I supposed to expect? I'm going to get stronger from that book? No, I need to exercise my mind, not just inform it. I need to exercise it. And this is where people in personal development kind of miss the boat on this. You need to exercise your mind. You need to do things with your mind. And when you go to the gym or at home with your weights, if you pick the weights up and they're heavy, it's because you're weak. When you start to pick up the weights and they're not heavy, it's because you're strong. So hear me on this. If your life is heavy, it's because you're weak. It's not because there's too much on you. It's because you're weak. Now, people today, and you might fit into this category, people today just assume that they're strong. They just assume, like they always think that they're strong. They do. Watch, when you coach people, you will notice that people really think that they're okay. They think they're strong. And it's like, wait a minute, do you exercise? I'm like, no. And it's like, okay, all right. And then they tell me about their challenges and their problems. And it's like, do you mentally exercise? No. Do you physically exercise? No. Okay, well, then you're weak. And that's why you can't handle what's going on is because everything's heavy. Everything's hard and everything's heavy. It's hard and it's heavy. It's difficult and it's heavy. And so I listen to people and I'm like, okay, they're weak. And when I meet somebody who is mentally weak, I can't educate them because that's not going to save their life. Because knowing more information is not going to save them. Because they're always asking, what do I do? What do I do? And it's like, you need to exercise mentally. You've got to get in your head and you've got to become stronger inside your head. You have to become stronger or you're not going to be able to handle what you're facing because it's too heavy for you. If life is too heavy, you have to get mentally stronger. You have to do things to become mentally stronger. There is no other way around it. And I hear people say, well, I pray to ask God to take away the heaviness of my life. And it's like, why? God's saying you can handle this if you are strong, but you're not exercising your mind. You will find, as you coach people, your ears and eyes will perk up to hear people's mental weakness, their belief in themselves. When somebody's belief in themselves is low, it's because they're not exercising. We all have hard things that's happening to us. We all have difficulties. We all are being injured. We all are emotionally wounded. We all have been abused. We all have been mistreated. We all have been manipulated. We all have lost loved ones. We all are facing difficult things. We have to realize we all are going through the same things, but what causes certain people to stand out is because of mental strength. And everyone can have mental strength if they mentally exercise, if they work their mind, if that's what they do. So everybody's struggling. Everybody. Nobody's lucky. Everybody has difficulties. People who have a lot of money have difficulties. The rich have difficulties. The poor have difficulties. Everybody has difficulties. But what separates the people is who is mentally strong, not mentally numb, mentally strong. And that's what personal development is about. Personally developing the muscle of your mind, the muscle of your body, and you focus on becoming strong. That's what you want to write down on your paper right now. I am becoming strong. I want to be strong. Strong in your mind, clear in your mind, strong in your body. I want to be strong. I am strong. I'm becoming strong. However you want to write it, but that your focus is strength. Because if you have strength, you'll now have courage. And if you have courage, you will have belief in yourself and your abilities, and you will take action if you feel strong. But if you feel weak, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to be upset that you paid for another program, and you're going to be upset that your life isn't changing, and you're going to be waiting for somebody to save you. But how are you supposed to be saved if you are weak? Because we each have to get strong. We have to. There's no substitute for that. If you're waiting for someone to come along to be the strong one, I got to tell you, it's got to be you. I know this is like, I don't want it to be me. I'm tired. I'm tired, Kirk, of being the strong one. Why? Why be tired of being the strong one? Why don't we honor that? Like, I'm the strong one of the family. How about you be the strong one of the family? How about you like give it some credit and go, I'm the strong one.